Hi all, welcome back to more Enemy Action Ardennes, playing the Allied solo. This is my take 2. This is the 17th part 2. Okay, so it's been quite some time since I recorded the last part. I have said that things are going to be much slower on my side of things, and yeah, that's going to continue for quite some time. But I've been trying to get back, and then things just get in the way and whatever. Anyway. So whether you stick with it, waiting on the next part coming out, I know. Previously, I got the next part out really quick, and it was probably a struggle for some people to keep up. So whether you stick with it or not, because I've got to remind myself where I'm at, and sometimes I have to look at rules again, and not sure what's going on. Okay, so let's get on. A couple of things to talk about from 17th part 1. I took a couple of notes myself. Well, let's deal with them first. I've got at the 1 minute 55 second mark. Pretty sure I'm talking rubbish here. I didn't look back on what that was. I think it was me. I'll just leave it at that. It's the comments in the header. I'm pretty sure I was talking rubbish. Was I talking? Oh, right, it's annoying me now. Hang on. What am I doing here? Yeah, it was me suggesting that the army group cards or army cards or that they activate units within 2. Oh, actually, maybe I'm not talking. Maybe I was talking properly. I think I was suggesting that you activate. You find out what the activation is with that. You find out which unit's going to activate the most. Then you activate all the units within 2. And I was saying that it doesn't then need to be 5th Panzer Army units. And then looking back on that, I thought, no, I think it does, Grant. Well, let's read it here. Activate the 5th Panzer Army unit with most non-bracketed 5th Panzer Army units within 2 hexes, comma, and all those units. Activate the 5th Panzer Army unit with most non-bracketed 5th Panzer Army units within 2 hexes, and all those units. Yeah, it is definitely 5th Panzer Army units. Yeah, I was talking rubbish then. I think I'm struggling to get my head around the way it's worded, but activate reserve units in same division, and that's wrong. That should be core as same core as active units. Yeah, I mean it is the 5th Panzer Army units, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So my comment left there was okay. I might just double check that if it comes up again. I think the time we activated it was only 5th Panzer Army units, wasn't it? So there was no need to sort of say, oh, he's within 2, he's not from the 5th Panzer Army, does he activate? But going by what I'm reading there, the answer is that he wouldn't activate. I don't believe. Okay. Another one was 23 minute 35 second mark. Just watching this back, and it looks like this unit could also have left a detachment marker on a hex 1510. Yeah, I had a glance back on this, and I think he would have done. Actually, this brings up something that, yeah. See, I've been watching some of my old footage again, and again, just to pick on where Ramon had been following with that, and he'd been adding some comments where John Butterfield had clarified some of the things that we weren't sure about in that first playthrough, and so I was picking them up, and that was quite interesting because. Right, you're going to get some muddled up here. Let's deal with this one first, Grant. So 1510 is here. So I think it was this unit here. I want to say he moved from here, maybe. And we got him going through this detachment. Actually, I think he might have just been here. We got him going through this detachment. He ended there, so he could have just went 1, 2. But obviously, you've got to try and grab detachments as you go. So I had him going 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Well, in actual fact, there's one here. I mean, it does say that, doesn't it? I don't really think I need that. I would say it's in rule 15 somewhere. Yeah, detachments. Yeah, yeah, on page 60, a German unit with more than one route to its destination hex is considered to move along the route passing through hold value hexes with the highest total value. Okay, right, I'm trying to jump back to this other thing that's on my mind. So if he was here or here or wherever he was, he could easily have went 1, 2... Oh, actually, he must have been here. He must have been here because I know he could do this one. So he could actually go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and grab this one as well. So I'm putting a detachment in there as well. I mean, it's a strange way of doing it because he's going up there and he's kind of coming back the way, but it says that. You know what I mean? Actual fact, I mean, if he could have went... Well, that's the point. 1, no, 2, 3, 4. No, he couldn't go back and catch that and then end up where he's trying to go. But he could have got that one as well as that one. So that's that. Should I talk about this? Thing is, I need to bring up the... I don't think I will. It'll come up in the playthrough. Well, maybe just briefly while we're talking about moving through hold value hexes. Right, okay, I found what I was looking for here, and just might as well just talk about this while it's on my mind. This was a comment by John Brown. This is back in my first playthrough of Enemy Action Ardennes Allies Solo, and it was the 19th part 2, if you're interested. I'd moved a unit, and I was aware that you had to move through. Find the route. It says find the route. A German unit with more than one route to destination hex is considered to move along the route passing through hold value hexes with the highest total value. So when I done this first, I didn't count where detachments were. In this case, I counted where it could leave detachments. So, you know, if I could go through a route here or here, I would go through this route here to grab that 2, but I wouldn't consider this because this is a 1, this is a 1, so this route would be a 2 as well, hold value 1, 2, and this route would be a 2, but I wouldn't consider this. Let's just say there was 3 detachments and they were all 1s, I would still consider this because it's grabbing that one. Now John pointed out that the way it's worded, and I just read it, a German unit with more than one route to its destination hex is considered to move along the route passing through hold value hexes with the highest total value. So it's not considering empty hold value hexes, it's considering the total value, right? So, but however, so I was like, wow, that was well picked up, that, John. I would never have seen that at all. Yeah, that's what it was, wasn't it? So the power for a German unit with more than one route to destination is considered to move total hold value. Feels like you got caught out because one or more hexes already had a detachment when it's just the hold value of the hexes that matters. Okay, so that's what he said, that's how he left things. However, this is one of the things that John Butterfield must have clarified. Hang on. And it was Ramon, so 2 parts later, 19th part 4, it was Ramon that's highlighted this. Now this will be in my little, where did I put them? The questions that Martin asked. So this must have been one of the questions that he asked. I'll read what Ramon said. He says, it has been later clarified by John Butterfield that in 15.1, which is the rule that I'm kind of reading about the route it takes, you are looking for vacant hold value hexes, and then he links the thread. You need to look for this on BGG. It was one of the ones Martin opened up. AS movement with more than one route thread on BGG, so both routes would have the same total hold value, i.e. 0. So in actual fact, it was clarified later by John Butterfield that what John had mentioned there wasn't actually correct. Although, to be honest, the way it's written in the rules, I would have said, you know, John Brown has no reason not to have pointed that out because that's the way it's written. So, like my example just there, if we had 3 1s there that were all covered by detachments, and this was a 2, this is the route it would take, rather than that. because it's been clarified. Let me see if I can find that the question there. Hang on. Okay, this was not one of the questions that Martin had compiled to send off to ask John. It was a question that I had brought up on BGG, and Martin must have found clarification, unless it was one of these questions. Anyway, it is in the thread that Ramon mentions AS movement with more than one route, and it was confirmed by John Butterfield that it is only vacant. It's only vacant hexes that you count, not ones with detachments. Right, that's not really relevant here, but it was something that I wasn't doing in my previous playthrough that hopefully I will do now. Okay. Right, a couple more things regarding the previous part. This is from Ramon as well. Again, clarifying one of these questions again. The 41-minute mark, he says, in a latter post on BGG, see AS reinforce / advance question thread. Martin replied that John Butterfield had confirmed that 9.21 apply to reinforced battle as well. So I think I was querying that last time about do the restrictions apply to reinforced battle. I took it that they did. It would have been nice for it written in the rules, but it was clarified that was. I thought we had clarification about that. But, so thanks for that, Ramon. And then the other comment there was by John Brown again. Yeah, just a reminder to make sure you're using the Allied Solo version of the command. And he's talking about... That's more our cards, isn't it? Let's see if we've got one here. More about the division cards, I think. It was when we were looking... I think I replied to John that I'm pretty sure I spoke about it properly. Yeah, because see that for the Allied Solo, with the A's, what we're playing, we activate the 7th Armour or the A2 Airborne Division. Whereas if you were playing this in the German game, it activates the 7th Armour and. So you've got to be careful you don't, misinterpret which one you're doing there. And John was just highlighting that as a wee reminder, which is, I'm pretty sure I spoke about it. I think it was the 5th Corps one, wasn't it? I think I spoke about it right, but quite good to have just a reminder in case you messed that one up. So thanks for that, John, as well. Right, let's get on with a bit of gameplay. Hopefully, I don't think I'm hopefully going to get half a part done now, and I might get it complete later on. I might have a little bit of time later on, so we'll see. I've no idea where we're at, actually. So let me just check the end of the last video. Right, it seems I concluded that last part with believing that things went pretty well for us, so I don't know if that's true or not. That's seemingly what I concluded. Right, I thought it was going to be our turn, because I see we've got 3 cards in hand, which we played 2 cards for combat tactics in one of the combats, so we don't get to draw these up until the end of our impulse. So I thought it was our impulse, but then I just checked the end of the video, and which reminded me that this came across from the support card. So we are actually going to do this on our German impulse. So, right, that is not... Right, 1st SS and 12th SS. So we're going to activate the 1st SS and the 12th SS. No goodie. Right, let's see where they're at. So that's all the armoured units, isn't it? So we're looking for 6 units. 12th SS here look like they're probably fully stacked still. Yep, that's the 3 12th SS units. Actually, has anything happened with it? I don't think the 1st SS have moved, have they? These guys are still back here. This is the 1st SS, so I think this is the first time of them doing something. We must have managed to avoid their cards. I mean, we are just on to the 17th now, aren't we? So, yeah, things have been going a bit slow, as to be expected from the way I do it. So, okay, right, let's remind ourselves what happens. So, activate, remove valid roadblocks, it's none of them. Objective marker is here. It's not within, actually, I think a German unit is probably proximate to that. Not one of the 6 Panzer Army units, but markers on the map. No, hang on. If any German units proximate, that's what it says, page 24. If any German units proximate to the marker or within 2 hexes of the marker, roll the die. Well, there it's there. Well, in actual fact, the Vonderheit unit is within 2 of that. This should be proximate. He's breaking zone of control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah. So we're gonna roll and move that. It's not really a biggie, I suppose, but I mean, because it's strange. It's sort of strange that it says if any German unit is proximate, but I don't know. I've not thought through the process of how this matters or not, because these are not going to have any instructions in their movement methods to consider this army objective marker. So army objective marker. So it does seem a little strange that it does say if any German unit. Then again, or if any German unit is within 2 hexes of it as well. So I don't know. Does it really matter? Probably not. Right. So second placement for that. So I need to roll die. Let's just roll it. Well, where are we? Second. So this is the 6 Panzer Army, and it's in. Is it Malmedy? Yeah, it's in Malmedy. So 1 to 6, it'll be Spa West, 7 to 9, Trois Ponts West, and 10 Manhay. So let's just see what we get. That is an 8. So an 8 is Trois Ponts West from Malmedy. So there it's there. So that's just going to move. That's not moving too far, is it? So it's going to move into there. Maybe we'll squeeze that card into there and it back in there. There we go. Right. Okay. So that's that done. And then we're going to check for movement. Right. So it's just these 2 stacks that we're considering. So let me see if I can find. Let me get that in there a bit better. There we go. Let me see what movement method I can find first. We're just straight through to movement methods 10 to 13. There's no VP hex that these guys can move adjacent to. The nearest one's probably Elsborn there. And they can't get through. The Allies do have a hold here. There's no gap to get through as of yet. Close surround, I mean, I had a little glance, but again, there's no gap to get through to surround the likes of this or this. I could probably get one of them into there. Remember, it's these 2 stacks here. You'd probably get somebody in there, but that's not surrounding in, and I can't get anything through into there, which would be surrounding these, but... now, hold on. Stop granting. This guy could become surrounded by somebody there. See, you got to watch, eh? I was just sort of rushing through there and I'm thinking, right, I don't think these guys can do anything. I've just spotted that at the last minute. Because this exerts a zone of control into here. And then, so we've got zone of control right round here. And we've got in here. We don't have zone of control on this side. So if we did put something there, he would be surrounded. How about that? Right, can we get one there then? Because he can't come through there. He's going to have to come through this woods. So actually, maybe not. No, I don't think so. None of these have 6 movement. No, it's just that and the Piper that have the 6 movement. So it's 5 movement. 1, 2, and that's 3, 4, 5 into there. I can't get into there. This one's closer, but there's no road into this hex. So this is 3 into here. 6, that's 7 to get there. Okay, maybe we are okay. I would have got away with that one. 1, 2. Yeah, no, it's 5 into there, and although this would just be one more movement, obviously, they've only got 5. Yeah, it's not working. Okay, it's not working. So it is, we are moving on to 10 to 13. Remember, movement methods 5 to 9. are just for infantry at the moment. So we've got movement arrows first. Well, we should... these get done in ascending order, don't we? So unit selector number 2 is first here. He's got no arrows in this hex, so that's that. I find that a little strange. It's not got an arrow, but however, it's not got an arrow, that's that. So none of them are going to... that one does have an arrow, I think, doesn't it? Yeah, there's an arrow into that hex there. However, that's not any good as well. That's the only arrow into there. They would stop, and that would be that. So nothing's going to... no, sorry, we should be just looking at selector number 2 right now anyway. So, well, when I come back to trying to move anybody else by arrows, it's not going to happen, right? So fair enough. Let's zoom in a little bit. Right, so selector number 2, move closer to army objective. More than one hex is getting closer. Move to a hex adjacent to an allied unit with given a 3-to-1 strength advantage, which includes all German units adjacent and all active units in the reserve units box and all active on-map units proximate to target and not yet moved. We don't have any reserve units yet. We've obviously not drawn... Yeah, because this is only just into the 17th. We need to draw the army group card to grab that. The reserve units down. Okay, so... he can definitely get closer. Remember, his army objective's just at west, basically. So moving into there is getting closer. So can he get... well, we know he can't get to here. 3, 4, 5. No, that's not going to be very good either, is it? And I don't think there's any room in here. There is not. Well, there's room for one step, because that's a Piper unit. So, there's a 3-stepper, so all these units are 2 steps, so there's no room in there. I want to say there's no room in there either. There's 3 units in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That's getting adjacent to that. Would we have it? Yeah, because every one of these units could do that same move, couldn't they? That is it getting closer? Just let's make sure of that, Grant. I'm going to have to move this card out of the way. Right, give me a second. Yeah, so they're 12 away. That hex would be 10 away, so it is getting closer. And like we said, there's many hexes that are getting closer, but if there's more than one, you want to try and move adjacent to an allied unit with that 3-to-1 advantage. And we are going to have that. Remember, this unit's included in that count as well. That's our 5 strengths. So even bringing down this 1 unit, 10 is going to be 3-to-1 on that. Okay. So I think that's where he's going to go. Can't see anywhere else. Like I said, can't see them. They can't go up and around. I mean, these might be able to, but not this one. Okay, so I'm going to move this guy, moving close to his army objective. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 into there. Not breaking any restrictions, not going through any whole value hexes, so no need for detachments. So item number 3, I believe, is going to do the same, isn't he? Now there's not a possible adjustment to be made. There's no other hexes he can reach. Remember, we know nothing can get in there. This is already in there. Not that I don't think we could get in there anyways. Forest. So he's going to move the same. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now he's buddy and he's only got 4 movement. The other one's only got 4 movement. So that's got a different story. Well, actually, he's selector number 10 anyway. We're moving on to selector number 4 now, aren't we? Yeah, okay. So we know they can't move. He can't move by arrows. So can he move adjacent and get closer? Well, I'm not sure. There. Is that closer? It might be right enough. I don't know. Hang on. Right, no, that's not closer. It's the same. We know there's no room in there. There's no room in there. He can't get into there, and I don't think that's going to be closer either anyway. So now, can any one of them get down to here? I'm not so sure they can. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they're not on the road to start with, so okay, I don't think they can move. Well, hang on. I think they might move by movement method 13, just moving adjacent to an allied unit. Which that requirement does not require them to get closer to their army objective. Can't they? Surely you would think they must be able to get closer to their army objective there. They've got 5 movement points. But I don't think so. I mean, it's 6 to get in here, and I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that's the same distance as well. I think this would be closer, but there's no room. They can't get in there. Yeah, they cannot get closer. Sorry, I'm talking about selector number 4 here. So he cannot get closer. He cannot... He cannot infiltrate. I'm just wondering there. I mean, he's not in a zone of control anyway, but he needs to be moving closer to his army objective. I've already said he can't do that. So he can't infiltrate. So finally, movement method 13. Move adjacent to allied unit if not already adjacent to an allied unit. That's it. That's the final movement method. Simple instruction like that. So he can do that by moving there. So unit 4 is going to do that. Unit 5 is going to do that, and Unit 6 is going to do that, aren't they? They're all going to end up doing the same. Yeah, they are, aren't they? Detachment being left. And that was whole hex. I think I need to put them in there. I think so. Right, so no restrictions broken. They have left a West Wall hex, but Allied supply is not traceable to it. So, yeah, that seems fine. Right, so finally, Unit 10. No arrows. Well, he can move closer to his army objective. It's just he can't move adjacent to an allied unit. So, if no hex or more than one hex offers a 3-1 advantage, move to the hex closest to the objective. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My guess would be that hex there. But let me just double check. Yeah, he's 12 away there. That would be 10 away, which is the same as what that would be away. We know he can't get any further. Was about to just move him there, and then thought, oh, that one is would be 10 away as well. So there'd be a tiebreak between the two. However, he's only got 4 movements, and this is 3 to move into, and that would be 2. So I don't think he can make that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean, no. It's this hex here, right? So 1, 2. No, hold on. Oh, he can't make that either. Again, because of the... It's 3 to get in there, Grant. Ah, dear. Right, well, I think it's going to be there then. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. He could come away down here, but... Wait, hang on. No, this is closer. This is actually 10 hexes as well. However, this would be 10 hexes and slightly more west, but he can't reach that. I must have counted them as 5 movement again. 1. He was there, eh? Yeah, he was. Right, so I'm going to go with that. So it's 1 and then 2 into there, and that's him. Okay. Right, that's all movement done. Do I have time to continue with this? I might be better just coming back a bit later, I think. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pause there for now, and it'll still be part of this video, so I'll be back in a little bit. Cheers. Hi all. Right, back to finish this second part of the 17th. It was, wasn't it? Yeah. So I'll just be on pause for a few hours there. So same day. So yeah, I should get this part wrapped up, and I might even try and squeeze another part in. We'll see how this goes, because I've just got tack checks to do here. Maybe have an allied impulse and then call that a part, I think. Yeah, nothing to talk about. So it was just the first SS and the 12th SS, and of all the units have moved. We've got 6 units. So this guy would be the first to look at. He's selector number 2, and he's beside number 3. There's no support card, so that's a strength of 10 against 3, and my guess is +1 for the IP, isn't it? What is this, 9.5, something like that? Yeah, German attack determination. Strange how I can remember some of the rule numbers and that, just not the actual. Well, it's not that I don't remember the rules. I suppose I just want to be careful. So there's no support card, let's say, so we don't need to check for assault coordination. There's no reserves either. So it's 10 against 10 to 3, but however, he's got an improved position, so it's +1 for that. So it's 10 against 4. And he's not in, Forest Ring gives him another +1. He's not got an allied unit adjacent, which is another one, isn't it? Yeah, and he's not dispersed or low supply or out of supply. Right, so 10 against 4 is 2 to 1 odds. Sorry, I'm maybe not homed in on that. 2 to 1 odds there for this check. No, so we roll dice, so it's above 1 to 1. If it's less than 4 to 1, roll a dice. Modifiers, it's not the 16th anymore. Attackers include elites, and defender has no elite. That's correct. They're elites, he's not, so there's a -1 for that. Attackers activated by an army or group card. No support card shows applicable combat tactics. No, there's no support card. So it's 2 to 1 odds, and there's a -1 on this die roll. So let's find a place to put this. With a -1. Ooh, a big 10. So maybe not with that one. 10. With a -1 takes it down to 9. Cancel less than 3 to 1. It's just straightforward that. So yeah, that was a bad roll for them. So yeah, I think that's a good thing for us. They're not attacking us there, and then I think it's good. Yeah. Right, so that's selector number 2 checked, and it's 2 and 3 actually. So 4 is up here. He's only adjacent. They're only adjacent to this one. There's a stack of 2 units in there, so it's a strength of 5. They're in a town in the woods, and they've got allied units adjacent. So 5, 9, 13. 13 to 5. They're getting a +1 for adjacent allied supplied units. Adjacent to a supplied allied unit. That's all they're getting. So what did I say? 9, 13 to 5, so it's 13 to 6. So it's still 2 to 1 odds. Modifiers, there's no, these aren't elite, these ones, are they? No. So no modifiers, 2 to 1 odds this time. Let me roll again. An 8. Cancel less than 3 to 1. So that's going to not happen either. So no attacks in there. And then the last unit is selector number 10, but he's not adjacent to any allied units. So that's going to be it. They all moved, so we can't check for removing them. I think that's the impulse over, isn't it? No disperse markers. Right, yeah, that's it. So that's that card done. It is now over to us. Let me straighten these guys up. I've not got a clue what we're going to do. Well, what have we got? We've got so we've got the 12 core. Then are they? Yeah, no, we deployed. There is an armoured unit to deploy for them. And our 2 cards are for 18 core. Just so you can see the reserves there. That's a 7th armoured, isn't it? Right, so we could deploy them with that. My guess is we would definitely want to do that at some point. Yeah, there's three armoured units, 4 strength armoured units. So now their deployment area is from this line north of this line. Anywhere north of that line. They won't have units in play. Strategically, no, we can't deploy them strategically. So it's going to be kind of awkward. It looks like they're going to have to be maybe 3 away. 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's mind. It's got to be in a road grant. 1, 2, 3. We could maybe get them there. 1, 2, 3 away from that. Because I can see Veal Sam's in a bit of trouble here. I want to say that was where we had the good result though, wasn't it? I know that was just in the last part, but it was a week or so ago. I think that's where it was. But I mean, there's a strong force round about them. I mean, it looks like a full 9 units in there. I think what you've got to do is just make sure you keep protecting what's behind, really. But we can't deploy them strategically. What other option? I mean, this 12 core card they're further south. Not really. Well, I did. Yeah, I remember making this mess, didn't I? If I deployed these, I think I could have deployed these here, couldn't I? And then at least move the unit into here. And also into Ettelbrook, and now look at us. Well, to be honest, I can get one into Ettelbrook, I think. But I can't get a unit into here or here. You know, I'm talking about this, was it strategic movement it's called for the Allies? I can't remember. Yeah, the one that allows us to move a bit further. I can't end adjacent to German unit though. If I just deployed them in there though, then it's just, I don't need to use the strategic movement. It's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, you know. That was silly. That was a silly mistake. And then this guy's got a chance of getting supply back. Okay, and then another card is for the 18th Airborne, the core card, primary core card. Yeah, there's just nothing much. This guy's going to be surrounded. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy. What are we at? 39 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to have my impulse. I think I'm going to deploy the 7th armored with this. Let's put that card there and take these units. So we've got a selector number 1, 2, and 3. Now they've all got to be placed in the same hex because they're all from the same division. And I think it could well be here. It's got to be within, well, let's get the page up at least, Grant. Standard Allied Reserve deployment, that's what it's got to be. Because they're dated the 17th, they don't have the S on it, so. Within the unit's core area, in a road hex is valid ally supply, at least 3 hexes away from a German unit or German town or city. Um, not in or adjacent to a hex occupied by a German detachment marker. And then within that, within 3 hexes, a unit in the same division. Well, their division's not in play yet. If not possible, within 3 hexes of the unit in the same core. And we can do that. There's a core unit there. There's 3 of them there. That's it though. But this looks like the better one to pick because we want them as far west as possible, I think. But we've got to be 3 away from these. So 1, 2, 3. That's why I'm thinking that hex. And it's in the woods as well. Maybe that's. Well, I can't put in that because that's only 2 away anyway. And it's got to be within 3. I mean, yes, it could be here, I suppose, as well. But I don't really see that being. What I think I'd like to do is, because we've got the card to activate the core, is, well, yeah, I mean, I can't deploy them further anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not quite. Can't get one in Toipon. 1, 2, 3, but that's as far west as I'm going to be able to deploy them. Well, what I can do is bring one of the armoured units down in here, enabling this guy to trade supply. I mean, even, I don't know if it's crazy to think, maybe bring more than 1 unit and try and take St. Vith back. I don't think these are things that we should be thinking about. I think we should be more protecting what's west of things. Well, hold on. No, Grant, you can strategically move though. You can strategically move. So 1, 2. As long as you stay in the row. I think we're going to stay in the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I could get something into Toipon, and in fact Manhay as well. 8, 9, 10. I want to say, yeah, I want to say we get double, don't we? I think. Movement. I'm just moving on roads. Allied strategic movement bonus. Double the armor and recon, and it's the infantry's tripled. So yeah. It must stay on roads. Can't move adjacent to an enemy unit. It can't start against adjacent to an enemy unit either. I think that's right, isn't it? You know what I mean? What move adjacent? Oh, I'm maybe lying there. Active allied unit in supply that begins its move in a road hex and not adjacent to an enemy unit. Yeah, that is right. And then it can go through German towns, west wall hexes, or German bridges. Yeah, that's the thing. Just remember, watch your bridges, Grant. Nothing happened in that last impulse. There's no bridges that they were involved in. Okay, so I think it's as straightforward as that. And then next impulse, like I say, I can't get anything else into those, Sam. I think probably, I'm taught I could put some units adjacent to this because he's going to be in trouble as well. I mean, when they activate again, it's more than likely. Actually, they can't go out and in, can they? Well, hang on, is that a road down there? It is. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they can't. I don't think they can get surround on the old Sam. Well, hang on. No, they could go the other way though, Grant. This could go 1, 2, 3, and then he's surrounded. Well, maybe a reason to put something in here, because if you put something in there, he can't then make that move, Grant. So, could it be that we take a bit of a chance and put 1 unit in here? one unit in here, and the other one either into Manhay or Twapome, possibly. Well, we will see. Okay, I think that's it. So that was deploy the 7th Armoured Division Reserves. So we'd done that. Yeah, just looking there. That had an engineers event on it as well. And coming back to who's it made a comment recently? Can't remember who it was, but they said they were playing. I think it was David, I think. They were playing along as well, and they've been putting a lot of roadblocks down. Well, that card has engineers on it as well, but yeah, I'm kind of, now that I've deployed them, I kind of want to. I mean, we could have considered putting a couple of roadblocks in there. I'd sooner have the units trying to take them rather than the roadblocks, but I don't know. I guess if you play this game so many times, you know, if you and obviously to do that you probably need to play it far quicker than I do. So you know, and if I was able to do that, you would start seeing ways maybe doing these things, placing roadblocks more often, whatever. I think I'll just stick with that. Okay, so I've got 2 cards left, so I can draw back up to my hand size, which is on the 17th, 5 cards. So I'm going to get to draw 3 more cards. There's what we've got. We're going to draw 1, 2, and 3. So no 5th core, but we've got the 8th core. Yeah, 5th core, there's a couple of 5th core units in the that we could be looking to deploy, to be honest. And there's our 10th, 12th core unit to deploy. Anything else of interest there? Well, we've got engineers and no command card, obviously. So that's better using that to place your roadblocks, really, rather than, I'd rather do that than use this card for it, obviously. Notice we've also got Bug Out there, which can be a useful combat tactic to use. Right, okay. 47 minutes, well that didn't take that long to do that impulse and, well, finish the German impulse and do that impulse. But I will just cut that as a part, I think. Gives me a chance to get a little bit of footage out there, so I'll watch that back maybe when I head off to bed tonight, and then hopefully get it uploaded tomorrow. I think I'm going to start the next part though. Whether I'll get it all done today or not, we shall see. So hopefully I'll be back shortly with the next part. Cheers.